Two things stood out about Uncle Morris, apart from his ears. He was a notorious skinflint, and he was always late. One morning, Morris lay there dreaming about the time he found a £2 coin outside of Woolworths. He spent it on a mince and onion pie from Gilbert's Butcher's. He broke a tooth and sued them for £10,000. He dropped the case, though, when they offered to give him a lifetime supply of corned beef pasties. He smiled, laid back in his sleep, and, well, never woke up. If he hadn't have missed his doctor's appointment, they might have found his dodgy tubes and saved him, but no, it was not to be. We sorted through his things, and despite a lifetime of paying for Nout, he left us bugger all. His will said that we weren't to waste money on a fancy funeral. He used to say, "Oh, you could just throw us in the canal for all I care." It was tempting. But no, we decided to give him a nice send-off, though, with what there was. And we booked Gilbert's for the funeral tea. Mr. Gilbert said, though, that they weren't obliged to give us any free corned beef pasties on the account of Morris being dead, but he gave us some anyway, and a nice bit of tongue, so, we didn't grumble. We booked an early morning slot at the crematorium, and it was a reasonable turnout waiting outside, despite it being 8 o'clock in the morning. Mildred Dobson was there, and she said, "Oh, I don't suppose I'll see that fiver I lent him now." I offered it out of what I was going to put in the collection, and she flaming well took it. Bloody liberty! Anyway, 30 minutes later, Morris still hadn't turned up. When he did arrive, the funeral director said that initially they'd taken the wrong body and had to turn round. I always said Morris would be late for his own funeral, and he bloody well was. Bless him. Anyway, they got him out of the hearse and wheeled him in, but the next party were queuing up and chuntering behind us. One of them strutted into the crematorium and collared the manager. A couple of minutes later, he comes out and says, "Oh, I've got to get this sorted, otherwise I'm going to be behind all day. I can do you a 2-for-1 if you like." I laughed and said, "Morris would have loved that." Oh.